Hey guys, it's Hannah Molinary here. How you doing? So, how did I land here in the United States of America? Well, I came here at 10 months old as a baby, and I did not know my birth parents. Instead, I came here with my adopted parents, and no, I didn't know any Russian, but I wish I did. My birth mom is somewhere in the world, but that's not the point I'm trying to get at today. But apparently, the woman sitting next to my parents is called a babushka, and she was sitting next to my parents on the plane ride back to the United States. And she knew I was of Russian descent by how I looked. I had blonde hair, well, it was like curly ringlets when I was little, and blue eyes. And she asked my parents if she could hold me in Russian. And my parents said, okay, interesting story, right? Well, I thought so when my mom told me I was adopted and how I got here. She told me I was adopted when I was 11 years old, so I really understood what being adopted meant. Because if she told me I was adopted at 5, I mean, our brains aren't intellectually smart by then. Her and I also had to go to court in Morristown, New Jersey, so I could become an American citizen, because for a while I was an immigrant and a Russian citizen. I had to basically get all my files together, have a lawyer there at site. It was a lot. We had to go through an entire process that took nearly 2 hours, and the lawyer was sitting next to us telling us what we should and should not say. But she had to tell us what we had to say beforehand, so that way the judge knew that I wanted to become a Russian citizen. Like, we couldn't be dumb about it. But after everything happened, everything worked out fine. So, yeah, I'm a Russian citizen now. I mean, American citizen now, not Russian citizen. And it's pretty cool, I think. The microculture I chose to utilize is who I am really, ethnicity-wise, which is being adopted from Vladimir, Russia, and having Russian descent. And Russia, and where I came from, Vladimir, is 3.5 hours outside of Moscow, which is the capital of Russia. When it comes to values that Russian people believe in, we believe in being valued as intellectually smart, being protective, rather it be for ourselves or for people that we care about. We believe in being generous. We believe in being very cautious, interdependence as well, like interdependency, and having a great camarade. We are also very diverse as people. It's not just, of white ethnicity there. There's other cultures there as well and different people that live there. We have a lot of different geographical areas and zones that people live in and habitat in. That's who Russian people are and what we believe to be as individuals. My group tends to be very overly emotional sometimes, and we tend to go to many extremes. For example, using our nuclear weapons to explode other countries because we can't handle being calm instead and being able to communicate with other countries and talk out what we can do to better strategize and not have to go to war again. We also are very individualistic, and we have a strong sense of being very aware so we don't make many mistakes. When it comes to communication, we speak to other individuals in a more direct mannerism with our words, through our body language, through our actions, and sometimes we tend to be sarcastic and humoristic when we speak, which the humoristic part I'll get into more later. So 5 facts about my microculture is that we share a lot of cultural symbols such as our national flag, our national anthem. We also have 2-headed eagles as well, which is a big symbol when you go to Russia. We also love matryoshka as well. Another fact is that family is really, really important in Russia today, even. It's a very high value when it comes to people getting along, and that's how individualistic people come into hand. A third fact is that we tend to be very artistic as individuals, and many people here tend to preserve our artistic abilities and our craft traditions as well, because art is very important. And there's a lot of Russian, um, you know, drawers and Russian people who love art that originated in Russia and then brought their art over to the US. Another key fact is that weddings play a key role in Russia. They're classified as huge major events in Russia. Lastly, we also like telling short stories to our kids and short stories to people and dialogues, which tend to be a huge form of Russian humor, because usually they're funny, they're not, they're not non-fictional stories, they're fictional. For example, we tell fictional stories that often contain a punchline to get our main point across, so what we're trying to tell the people or like our audience. In conclusion to my microculture, which is being a part of Russian ethnicity, us as Russians have to value who we are as individuals, and we can't be afraid to tell each other if we are adopted from a country, rather it be not from Russia, for example, because you might not even know who your ancestors are. I did a 23andMe test because I wanted to know if I was truly Russian or if I had other, ethnicities in me. I actually found out that I was Baltic, French, German, 90.3% Eastern European, which is Russian, and I was 0.1% Southern Chinese, which I thought that was really, really interesting, and I love that. It's really cool. So you might not even know that you're sitting next to someone in your class that might be from your country that you came from or share the same cultures that you do. Another interesting story is that there's a girl named Ivanka. She has long brown hair. She's really, really cool. She sits next to me in my media literacy and new communications class. And she's Slovakian, which is a country right near Russia. It like borders it. I thought that was really cool because I didn't know that I would have someone sitting next to me who was European like me. I think that's really cool. So now, her and I are both getting to know each other more in the class. We talk a lot. We actually get along pretty well, which is good. And between our breaks in class, we actually go walk around the school and we like to, talk more about our culture together, talk more about if we even know how to speak Slovakian or Russian. We also just get along and it's really cool. And you never know, like you might share the same culture as someone in your class, like I said before. And I think Slovakians and Russians share similar cultures, but they're not all the same. So yeah, definitely be more open to talking about your culture with people. Be more open about telling them where you came from. Be more open about telling them if you're adopted from a certain country. Just be more mindful and don't be afraid, because I'm not afraid telling people that I'm Russian. Like people say, oh, where do you come from? Are you American? And I'm like, no, not at all. I'm purely from Vladimir, Russia. I stand proud and true to who I am as a person, and I think everyone should do that. And if we all do that, it'll be extremely important and it'll make the world an even better place. And we'll have more cultural diversity, which is very important. And diversity is very, very important in my own aspects and thoughts. So overall, I really appreciate it that you guys took time to listen to my microculture and seeing who I am as an individual. I hope you all have an incredible, incredible day. You know, it's beautiful out, sunny, gorgeous. I hope I can go outside today. It'd be great. And I can't wait to hear more about your microculture and comment on that. And feel free to comment on mine as well and tell me if I'm missing any key points that I should have discussed. And, well, thank you. Have a great day.